Hello, everyone. My name is Alexandra Martinez,
I'm Raja Williams.
and we're going to be your moderators for today. Just a quick reminder, since this session is being recorded and we want to respect your privacy, please do not share your name or school at any time. You can take notes or any questions you have, and at the end of the session, they will be answered.
Okay, so Dydine Umunyana is a youth peace ambassador for Agi's Trust, an international organization working to prevent genocide and founder of the nonprofit Umbrella Cinema Promoters, providing Rwandan women with education on filmmaking and storytelling, demonstrating its role in trauma healing. Umunyana is a Rwandan genocide survivor, and after reuniting with both of her parents and learning that several family members had been killed, she committed to working with Agi's Trust to create a culture of peace in not only Rwanda, but in all places where hatred has taken over the hearts of many. Now, Ms. Dydine Umunyana.
Thank you, everyone, and good morning. From what I spoke on the panel, I think what I would do here is to give you a background of the history of genocide in my country, or where my country is. Rwanda, it's there in Central East Africa, and it's a very small country. We have only 1 million 12 million population, and it's a very landlocked country, and it's known as a country of 1,000 hills. So this country is very unique because we only speak one language, which is Kinyarwanda, and it's unique because in Africa, most of the countries, they have, like Kenya, they have more than 48 languages and like 48 tribes. But in Rwanda, we didn't have any tribe. It was just this country with only Rwandans, and economically, we had social classes as Tutsi who were rich and on a top class, and Hutu who were middle class, and they were the majority of the population, and the Twa who were very poor, and they were a small number of the population. So during the colonial era, that's when the Belgium brought their system of leadership and divide those social classes and turn them into tribes. So the Tutsis, they were tall, they were lighter skin a little bit, and they were not that much different, but they were healthy because they ate good food, I don't know. And the Hutus, they worked hard, and what we learned is that they were short and they were darker skin, and they were from Central Africa, really. But they told us that the Tutsis, they look a little bit like European, so they might be from Ethiopia. So from that, people started having confusion about who they are. And because Tutsis, they were rich, the Hutus, they started like, oh, these people are having our land, are having all of this, and they're not from here, they're from Ethiopia, they should go back. This is our country, and we should take all these things that they have. So during 59, the Belgium favored Tutsis and give them, they built the schools and the hospitals, and the kids of Tutsis were the one who could go to the schools. And during 59, they switched and favored the Hutus. And the Hutus took over the country, and but when they took over the country, they had already anger. So they were just like, if we have the power, we should kill these people, or they should go back to their country and take everything they had. So that's when the conflict started, trying to kill everyone who's Tutsi, or they should go back. And it took 35 years to get to the genocide in 94, and most of the young people who were born from 59 maybe to 80s, the only thing they learned was the hate that their family had for the Tutsis. And it was easy for them to kill during the genocide because they didn't learn anything beyond that. And the government, the Hutu extremist government, helped teach them, give them divisionism, and there were propagandas. And these were just the measurements, how people look like, and that was divisionism, and gave them ID cards. So everyone in Rwanda had ID card with your ethnic. If you're Tutsi or Hutu, you had the ID that shows that you are Tutsi or Hutu, or you are not from Rwanda nationality. And this is the hatred where everyone, this was in the propaganda, in the news. It was easy to say anything you want about Tutsis. They were not human. They were cockroaches and they were snakes. And from these young people, and there were nothing else they knew about Tutsis. They were just these people who deserved to die. And so that helped the government to get to their plan and mission during the genocide. In only 100 days, million people died. It's something that sometimes I don't know how to explain it, but a neighbor killed a neighbor and a husband killed a wife because they already know that if you have a blood from Tutsis, you are not human. You are Tutsi. So this is something horrible that happened, but few of Tutsis survived, and most of others who were in exile, they came back in the country, and we had to live together after genocide because we all Rwandans, and this is what happened. This is our history. We should accept it and live together and forgive each other and accept who we are to stop this cycle of hatred. So this is what happened in my country, and I'm among of those who accepted who we are and love each other and stop cycles of hatred. Today, we're going to study about healing through alternative therapies and restorative justice. We would love some volunteers to tell us something about healing through alternative therapies. How do you think? Thank you.
Full of medicines because that can have negative effects on your body. Then it can change your brain flow, but I think that maybe even if you just go outside or something or express your feelings or draw or something that you can get out your feelings, and then maybe, because it seems evidently I can conclude that it's a genocide, so there's evidently a lot of hate coming on both sides. And most likely there are vindictive feelings on both sides because, oh, this person killed my parents, I want to kill them and their parents. Oh, and then if they're going to kill this, oh, then we're going to kill them. And there's just this big cycle. So it really seems like maybe teaching people to accept their differences by kind of getting them to participate or cooperate in some activity together that's not related to anything like ethnic groups or racial, but just kind of not related to anything, but that would get them to cooperate so they'd actually learn to accept each other for who they are and to put their feelings of violence aside.
Thank you so much. Like a basic understanding of like your past and how do you accept that and how do you change the bad things that happened to your past and how do you make that positive energy so you can make your future better?
Okay. Yes.
I think if they just took the opportunity to listen to each other, they might not even realize why they were hating each other. There was just the hate, and they didn't even know why.
Thank you. Anyone else? How do you think we can use healing through alternative therapies in healing the wounds of our history or violence.
Or what we went through.
You teach the upcoming generations that that you're all equal and you're all the same, and that you should just in, be together in your land and not fight.
Going off what was said, I think that what they should, I don't know if this is already happening enough, but they should say, we're not Tutsis and Hutus, we're Rwandans, and we're a country, and we should work together to help each other, and we can benefit from each other and ourselves, and there are great things that we can do if we work together. So basically, in other words, if they can change the minds of the people and change them to think that we work together, we help each other, cooperation, then I think that would really help people.
Well, I have a question of, they're asking how you people, the Rwandans, can stop to hate each other? I didn't understand the question, what you're asking.
Yes.
Oh, what you're asking?
Oh, the question is, the question is about the healing through alternative therapies. How can you heal yourself through, or someone else through therapy?
No, I have to think.
Okay.
Maybe like through a lot of people when they have problems, when they want to express it or say it to someone, sometimes they cannot say it to other people, so they express it through art or through writing or doing music or something like that. So that's like therapy they use sometimes.
Thank you. So what we're going to do is to there's a little game that we're going to play together. Is you're gonna see a friend of yours, yes, and
You want to?
yes.
Okay, so everyone is going to get paired up with someone. So anybody, whoever you want, like right now.
Next to each other.
And you're going to, like, I'm going to do it with Raja. You're going to grab their hands. Everybody stand up, please. And you're going to grab their hands, whoever you want to. Maybe you two, if that's okay. Just grab a partner. Yeah. Yeah, sure. And first, you're going to close your eyes and you're going to think, like it says on the board, what is something that has affected you in your life or someone else's, a problem that might be? So think about it right now. And share it after but first close your eyes.
And breathe and tell your friend about this, and then you will do it.
Mhm. So just take a couple of seconds. Think about it.
Think and breathe. You can start telling you.
Okay.
This.
So now, open your eyes.
You can do it.
And you can sit down and talk to your partner about the problem. And also, do you still feel the weight on your shoulders or about the problem? So how do you feel about that?
Like, they don't have to be personal. They can be, like, in general that, kind of affects you today. Like, bullying, like, how do you feel about that? Weight on your shoulders, kind of like, does it annoy you? Does it make you sad? Stuff like that in general, nothing really personal.
So just a couple of minutes.
3.
Guys. Thank you. So, like, we're going to talk about, like, whatever your partner shared. You feel comfortable, like, nothing in general, just nothing personal, sort of, something in general. And then how these kind of ways, how if they would help like today, or in your situation, per se.
So does someone want to share what they talked about with their partner? And how they felt about it?
I was just talking about how I'm a senior now and I have to go to college in about 3 or 4 months. So I have to decide where to go and, you know, what type of place I want to go, if I want to leave California, stuff like that. So.
Well, because we were talking about genocides, I thought about World War II and the genocide that occurred in Europe. And I was just, when I thought about it, as I kind of thought about it, it was really shocking to me that, like, with this Rwandan genocide too, that people are just making these choices to kill others, mass murders, massacres really, of other people because they have different skin colors, they're different races, they're different tribes, they practice a different religion, all that sort of stuff. And it's like, really, I think by now, years after this, after all the racial discrimination in the US as well in the 1960s, I think that as a world we should be able to get over this and kind of accept people as who they are and be able to treat everyone like they're equal because everyone is, all of us together help trying to create a better world.
Thank you.
Well, I think the problem of ISIS really bothers me a lot because my mom is from Iran and that's kind of in that same area of the Middle East, and it makes me really sad that it's always in that area. The violence is always there, and I have family in Iran, and it just I hate that it's always there.
Mine is actually really similar to hers, but I have family in Israel, and it's really sad because I'm scared to go there almost because of the conflicts that's been happening between both sides. And basically, like, my conflict is being scared to go back to your roots. So I have like a ton of family there who live in fear a lot of the times, and it's just troubling, I guess.
Thank you.
Anyone else want to share?
I was troubled by a family feud because my great grandmother has a lot of inheritance from her husband, and there's like a family feud between my grandparents to who gets all of the inheritance, and it's just a separation between the family just really bothered me.
So it's like, do these kind of like alternative therapies or like things like that actually would help these kind of causes, do you believe, in the individuals themselves, or would it have to be a group effort?
Yes.
I think that in a way, first of all, because these people, it seemed with a lot of the horror that we've heard of in our world's history, of people acting on rash decisions and stuff that may not be true. And they think that people, if they take a step back, they calm down, they think about it like, let's just make good choices, think about it logically, make good choices. So then it's going to stop them from acting rashly. And although they may not regret it later for killing, well, I assume that most people in the world, I'm not saying all, but most people, don't probably want to just kill someone for the sake of killing them.
No, you're right. You're correct. Anyone else? Or something? I'm going to answer your question. Do you remember the question she asked? You can maybe repeat it.
For this one? Or
No, someone asked a question. I think it was you. Would you please repeat it again a little bit?
I asked, like, how do you personally, like, take the things that were upsetting, I guess, in your past and change them into, like, positive energy to move forward to your future?
Thank you. Answering your question, I'm going to use these two topics. So first, I use this restorative justice first to accept who I am and appreciate who I am and what I have and what is around me, and stop blaming others. I stopped blaming others because before I thought I was, everyone else in my life was wrong. I was the only one who's right. And that was ruining my life. And friendship is something that really helps to be able to socialize with anyone, to not just see outside who they are, but see inside them. Because I think inside is something that really matters for the human race. We are human, and we just all have blood, and it's something that is inside someone that's something that is really important in our lives, and to make good choices. There's always sometimes that good choices are not easy path to go through, and when you think about making good choices, you are thinking about something that is good for you, but not just only you, but others. And if it's good for others, it's good for you. And from all of this, accepting myself and appreciating, it helped me to be able to share my story. And when I'm sharing my story, I want people to listen to me. And if I want people to listen to me, I have to listen to them too, to be able to tell them my story. And I cannot be able to tell your story if I didn't listen to you, because I'm not sure how you will want to, what do you want from me? Or what do you want to hear from me? So, and it's healing through alternative therapies. It's something that really helps. You don't need to pay for it. It's just something you may even talk to your parents. Sometimes I used to get really mad and angry to my parents because I was just like, you're not responsible. You want us to die, and we survived. And that is selfish because you're not, you just want to die, and who will be here with us? That's irresponsible. And get mad and get angry, and I could not even sometimes tell them that. I would just keep it for myself. And they would not know what I think. And sometimes we get angry for something, or we hate someone, but we don't know why are you hating that person. You didn't even hear from that person or how he think or they think about you. It's really all the time good and nice to want to be aware of what is going on around you, or even far away from you. That's when you will know who you are and appreciate what you have. And from being a good listener here, when I was in my school, when you go to school, they don't select that you're Tutsi or Hutu. You have to go in the same school and study together. But for me, I used to see those kids, they have everything, and I'm coming at school with nothing. How can I succeed? And I don't have anything. My life is because of their parents, and they have parents who are giving them all of this, but if they didn't kill my family, I would be having the same thing. And I was just seeing everything in a negative way. But the time that I started listening to them and talk to them, they have a burden that's really heavy, more than my burden, my wound, because they are not happy for what their parents did. And that's something they walk with all the time. And that made me realize that, oh my God, just imagine if my parents were one of perpetrators. So that helps to compare your story, to listen to others, to be able to accept yourself and move forward. And then if young people were able to do horrible things, why can you use your energy to do good? So that gave me courage to do something good in my life, to not just be in the darkness, but look for the light, look for the better future. And I cannot have a better future without other people with a better future. So you need to make other people happy, and then you will be happy too. So that's maybe I don't know if I gave you a right answer. Thank you. Is there any other question? Yes?
Evidently you lived through this genocide, and you knew people that were killed and stuff. Were you, when this happened, did you have to hide and protect yourself and act really like inconspicuous, or did you just have to like escape Rwanda?
Oh, that's yes.
Can you repeat the question?
Since you evidently lived through this
Since you-
genocide,
Since you've been through the genocide,
during the genocide, did you have to hide and act really inconspicuous so that people wouldn't like find you or anything, or did you just have to kind of just try to get out of the dangerous areas?
during the genocide, did you have to hide or blend in with the
Just
people, or?
Run away, basically, from it all.
Thank you. So I was 3.5 years old, and I didn't remember everything when I was growing up, but I had this dream that really haunted me all my nights. And my mom took me back where I survived, and for surviving, I was just lucky. I missed my whole family. I was a little child, and I found myself in the middle of perpetrators, and I was lined up with other Tutsis because they were not seeing you as a child. They would just see you as an enemy, as a cockroach. They didn't care about if you were younger or old. So I was lining up with all those other Tutsis to be killed, and one old man came, and when he saw me, I was the only young person on that line, and he told them that before they kill me, he'd rather die. And they were just like, no, we should kill this child because her parents are Tutsis, and she's Tutsi, she's our enemy. When she'll grow up, she'll be one of the snakes. And he was like, no, you cannot kill this young child. Kill me first. And this old man was the grandparents of these perpetrators. So they had to respect him and obey him. And then he took me. But they killed everyone else in my eyes. And so that was something that were coming all the time in my dreams, and I didn't know why. But when I went back there, unfortunately, he was already dead, but his wife was there, and she told me everything. And that's when I started really having all those images. But he hid me, and he took me in somewhere to hide me, because the genocide was 3 months, until he took me to other Tutsi families. And wow, that's we have a short time, and genocide it's not something that I can just say right now and finish. But there were, I don't know if you are aware about how genocide was stopped. It was stopped by, I told you about Tutsis who fled in '59. They fled in neighbors' countries. And those Tutsis, they formed a group of soldiers for their rights to come back in a country, because they were treated really bad for 35 years in exile countries. And those are the ones who stopped the genocide, because no one in the world, no one knew what was going on in a country, in Rwanda. Even UN, even the UN people who were in a country, they didn't realize what was going on. And the head of UN, he was a Canadian, he just got traumatized after genocide because he was trying to call for help, and no one understood him, no one listened to him. So the other Tutsis are the one who stopped the genocide, and those were some of they were my mom and my dad, because they fled before genocide, because young Tutsi, they were target before genocide, because when they were planning a genocide, they wanted to succeed. So they wanted to kill first. The young people seemed to fight back. Then during the genocide, it would be easy work. They used to call it work. So my parents were younger, were in their 20s. My dad fled when my mom was pregnant of my younger brother. And then my mom, when she got the baby, she was interrogated, of course, where her husband is, and she fled too. So during the genocide, it was with my grandparents. I met again my parents after genocide, and my dad, no one was left in his family. Everyone, all except me and my brother. So that's why he couldn't manage. He couldn't. He didn't. He was vulnerable, I think, too. I don't know. Sometimes I don't understand it, but he was traumatized, and that's my story. Is there any question? Do we still have time for questions? Okay.
Because you were younger when the whole genocide happened, did you understand what was happening at first? Because when you're young, sometimes you don't understand really why.
No, I didn't even understand why they were. I didn't understand anything, like what was going on. I was just like run. If everyone is running, I was running. And even after genocide, I didn't understand anything. And the only thing I could hear was from my dad, who's traumatized. So you can imagine what I would hear from him. And that's why I grew up with hate. And I could not even appreciate that old man rescued me, and he was Hutu. But I would see anyone else who's Hutu as my enemy, but I didn't even appreciate that moment. And it's not only me, all young people, because there's so many orphans in my country because they were killed, all their parents were killed. They didn't know what really happened, what was going on. So only from this program, I went through the Peace Building Education Program, that's where I learned what really happened. And that gave me to accept myself and appreciate what I have and appreciate my life and just make life easy and good. Is there any other question? I think I got.
How did you get over your hate? How did you get over your hate?
Over my hate? So I think it's a process. It's not something you can realize like at the time that, oh, I'm getting over hate. I'm just going to love everyone, and it's something that just comes in your mind, and you'd never know that you were changing. But the way you see things and your thoughts and the views just change like all the time, and you start not seeing things as, because when you have hate, everything is just negative. Even if someone is doing something good for you, you will find a reason, a negative reason for that person to do that good thing. And it started in me, and I started. I used to write. I used to write like stories, and through my stories, all my characters were girls. But I didn't realize what I was doing. For now, I know that all my characters were girls, and I could put like a lot of pressure on that girl, like so many problems and a lot of problems on that character in my stories. And I didn't realize that all of those characters were me. So all the pressure I was putting on those girls in my stories, it was helping me to I was just like putting all this pressure to this girl, and then at the end of that girl, I would give like this like unbelievable ending, like a beautiful moment of life, like beautiful things. And that was maybe the dreams I had for my life. And through writing those things and talking to my friends and listening to others, I was also healing myself, because I couldn't be able to understand the reality, the life. And that's how I was healing. And I didn't know that I was changed this day. It's a process, and the way you are committing yourself in just doing good things, that may help you to heal. But also the way you see things. But I didn't know that I'm changing. But but from the result of what you're doing, that's where other people or yourself, you start seeing that you are really changing. And even inside your home, with your parents, with your brothers and sisters, you start to see a change. Because when you're an angry person, you're always arguing, you always just you always just in a bad mood, and the healing, it's just the light, like everything that is around you, what you're doing, and that's where you can see the result of your healing. Is there any other question about anything, about genocide or how I'm here or anything? Just make it simple. Yes.
Where did you go to college?
I didn't go.
College?
I didn't go to college. So I'm the firstborn in my family, and women in my country were so much marginalized, and especially Tutsis, they couldn't go to school. So my mom didn't go to school. And after genocide, my dad was traumatized, and he's in a mental health, and my mom had to raise all of us, and we were 4 kids. And she didn't go to school, which makes it difficult because she cannot get a nice job. So when I finished my high school, my brother was almost going to finish high school too, and my mom couldn't afford universities. And so I chosen to not go and then let my brother study. And that's because my path, I was passionate in doing peace building and doing something creative, doing something to make other young people in my country to change. And there were no even university for that. And so I started using my talent, something small I have in me, to just be able to be active, not just sit home and cry that, oh, everyone else in my school are going to university and I can't go, my life is done, I am done. I tried. And it's always like a courage, like if this person can do this, why not me? And so that's when I started doing, using my story, using my script writings. I used to sing, and trust me, singing is something that really helps in life. When you're really sad, sometimes you compose a song and you cannot repeat it, you cannot sing it again, but you just sing, and I used to sing my pain and just seeing how I feel and everything. And that was maybe even cry, or I don't know. And that was helping. So I used to, and that also, I think that helped me to get those talents of singing or writing, or just, it's, maybe, I think we human are really special, and we have so many good things inside us. It's just a matter of time to figure out what we have and how we can use it. Yes.
How old were you when you came to America?
Oh, I've been here only for 6 months. Yes. I was okay. I was appointed as a youth ambassador in 2013, March, and I worked in Rwanda for like the whole year, working with young people, especially those who was born through rape, because during the genocide, most of the weapon that perpetrators used was to rape many women as they can. So most of the women, those who survived, they were HIV positive, or they had kids. And those women didn't want anyone to know about their kids, because they didn't want to hurt their kids that they're from perpetrators. So it was a really like even something I learned from, because those kids, they were living in like horrible life because they're not happy for where they're from. And I worked with those kids for the year, and then my organization decided to bring me to US to advocate and bring awareness to American young people like you. And I've been here for 6 months. Yes, doing this. Thank you.
Lunch lunch will be served in the Garden of the Sky, which is out here in the front, out by the main entrance. Be sure to use the lunch period to visit any and all of the speaker informational tables that interest you. They will feature representatives from the organizations today. And if there is a session you're unable to attend, this is a great opportunity to go talk to them. Okay, thank you very much.